That's a track called St. Mary's. That is about Raleigh, where we're from, Raleigh, North Carolina. It's about the walk from my house over on Clark Avenue to downtown Raleigh, to Slim's, which was my favorite bar at the time. And it was about a half-a-mile walk, and I had to go right by St. Mary's, which was a church and a school, and there was always some crazy, ridiculous signage every time you walk by the place. And this was just about walking back home one night from the bar, questioning life, as many drunk mid-20-year-olds do, and stumbling upon just one little line on the side of a church, and writing an entire song about it when you get back to your house. Because that's what you do when you're young and you're hungry and you're artistic. You go out and you get chemically imbalanced, and then you harvest what comes. And that's a song. That is a love letter to Raleigh. That is a love letter about one of my favorite places, an institution in Raleigh, Slim's. It's where every band gets their start. It's a shitty punk rock club on Wilmington Street, and it's the black hole of Wilmington Street. So many of my best nights in the entire world, and so many of the worst nights I've ever had happened in that bar. And it's a magical place, and it was always fun to throw that name every single night out into a crowd when I'm singing this song, because it's a little piece of home no matter where I am. And so that's a tune called St. Mary's. Next, we're going to do a song. It's a crowd favorite. This is one of the people's that come to see us. It's one of the favorite songs that people have of ours. It's a song called Lonely Ain't Easy. It's a breakup song. It's a terrible, terrible song about a divorce. But I wrote the chorus to this song in 2007, and it ended up on a record, an EP called the Bones EP. And I was young, and I was trying to put as much art out into the world as I could. So instead of finishing the song, whenever we went to the studio to record this EP, all I had was a chorus. So being young and dumb and armed with just sheer optimism, I decided I was just going to record the chorus 3 times, and that was going to be a song. And it turns out people didn't latch on to just 3 choruses repeated over and over again. But I waited, and then I had a band member go through a pretty bad divorce, and that gave me the ammunition to write a verse or 2 for the song. And so this is a song called Lonely Ain't Easy. The only thing certain is we end up alone. To pick up the pieces of our once happy home. She took all my records, the hits, the unknowns. She took all the Beatles, she took all the Eagles, she took all the Stones. And only ain't easy, and only ain't kind, and only won't leave me. She's a good friend of mine. 9 years of my life I'll never get back. Ain't it funny how the good times never outweigh the bad? And that diamond couldn't cut through all the problems we had. Yeah, I was always gone, and she was all alone. What chance did we have? 'Cause lonely ain't easy, and lonely ain't kind. I play the part. And all I got left is this tin-man heart. No matter how hard I try, it won't seem to start. She said, I'll always love you. She said, I'll never leave you till death do us part. She's a good friend of mine. She said every morning, she's the bed when I get home. Sometimes I wish only to just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. That was a song called Lonely Ain't Easy. That was on the track, on the record version of that song, the amazing Miss Amanda Shires plays fiddle on the beginning of that. It was weird. It was a weird time for everybody. I was still drinking. Jason was still drinking. He had just started dating Amanda, and she was driving down on the weekends from Nashville to hang out in the studio with us while we made this record. And it's always nice when you have somebody like Jason or Amanda who can just jump in and sing the background vocals on a song. And so we used that because, you know, it was there, and Muscle Shoals was a magical place to make a record because you could throw a rock and hit so many people that are so influential in rock and roll as we know it. So we needed the keys parts for this record, and Jason said, I'm gonna call Spooner. And it's funny how you refer to people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by just their first name. He said, I'm gonna call Spooner because I don't think he's on the road with Neil. And that blew a redneck like mine's mind. I was just like, he's talking about Spooner Oldham, he's talking about Neil Young. And so Spooner came by one day, and it was like a Tuesday, and he came by, and we played in the song on the guitar. He charted it out. He went in, and this is the greatest story I'll ever have about rock and roll, period. I don't care what else happens to me. Spooner charted out the songs, went to the studio, and he had one pass through. And we came back over the talk back and we said, Spooner, do you need another take? He said, I'm gonna take one more shot at it. And we play it through, and he plays it again. And then we come back to the talk back and we say, hey, Spooner, do you need another shot? And he just said, it wasn't being cocky and it wasn't being rude. He just said it so matter of fact. He said, no, it doesn't get any better than that. And it was such an awesome statement because you're like, he knows exactly what he's doing, and it's not going to get any better than that. And so he came out, and I was just still in awe that it was Spooner playing keys on this record. And I had the charts that he wrote out. I said, hey, do you mind signing the chart? And he just wrote, have a nice life, Spooner Oldham. And inside of the O's, they're just smiley faces. And it made me smile so much that somebody that played with Aretha Franklin, that somebody played with Otis Redding, somebody that played with the Rolling Stones, could literally just put smiley faces in an O, and it's totally okay. And so that's one of my favorite memories about making this record, was getting to meet all of the Swampers that were still in town and came by the studio just to kind of hang out and tell stories about the history of Muscle Shoals, and that was a real treat. The next song we're going to play for you is